Hi, patrons. It's me. I sound like an infomercial.
You sound like you just... Yeah, you sound like an android.
Hello!
Hello, my name is Data.
Hi.
Human-cyborg relations.
Exactly.
That's C-3PO, actually.
Oh, yes, that's right. That is C-3PO. Anywho, patrons, hi there. Hi. This is the next one.
Oh, that's gross.
I
feel like we're on a rocket ship going downwards.
It just gets worse. You know? You go, Achara, intro it, and I'm like, I'm not ready. Anywho.
We're like Elon Musk's first rocket tests over here.
Yeah, crash burn. So we're checking out Chandramukhi. No, that's the movie. Chandramukhi Tamil movie.
You could have just styled it out.
Video song.
You could have styled it out. We're checking out Chandramukhi's title song.
Oh, very good. I don't know if that's the title song, but it's the Rah Rah video song.
Oh, whatever. I'm just saying.
It's got Rajinikanth in it. Yay. And Nayanthara and Jyothika.
Okay.
Huzzah.
Cool. I'm very excited for this.
Yeah. Look, I think it'll be cool because apparently each one of these versions is different. So now we're checking out the Tamil version.
I know. I'm not laughing at the video, by the way. I'm laughing at her introduction because it's to be admired. Okay, so it's admirable.
All right.
What's up with my hair? God damn. It's just like, it looked cool in the beginning and then it's just progressively like...
Just leave it alone. Don't stop.
It's a style. I just want to say before we watch this, there are 5.8 thousand downvotes and 26,000 up. That's a lot of downvotes, and I'm just wondering what that's all about. Maybe it's the... I'm not going to guess. Oh, you said this is similar to the other one that we just watched.
I said that these are all from the same remake.
Same story.
Yeah, same story.
Okay, that would explain the downvotes, because you have some people who are very protective of their region, or they think their version is better. That's probably where the downvotes come from.
Okay.
இதுதான் அந்த வேட்டையான் ராஜோட மணிமண்டபம். இங்கதான் அவன் பல ஆண்டுகளுக்கு முன்னால சந்திரமுகிய உயிரோட எரிச்சான். அங்க ராமச்சந்திர ஆச்சாரியார் பூஜைக்காக போட்டிருக்கிற சக்கரத்துல தான் நம்ம கங்காவை கொண்டு வந்து உட்கார வைக்கணும். விஸ்வநாதன், அது உங்களால மட்டும்தான் முடியும்.
Oh, similar, huh? Whoa.
Why did they look there? Well, obviously you don't know, but it's just interesting that they decided to stop there.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, she looks nuts.
It's her, right?
I wish I knew what he was saying.
Yeah. Oh.
That's not the end of that.
This
is
part
a 6-minute
happens
video.
really quickly, huh?
Oh, they haven't done the flashback yet.
No, here it is.
Is that the same actor? No.
Is it?
No, I don't think it is.
Oh, he's doing it too.
So in this version, he's actually dancing with her.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Dogs? And Rajinikanth?
Yeah. With a very interesting facial hairdo.
Oh! That's an interesting beard, too.
That's what I'm saying.
No, on the other guy. It looks like they just put extensions on his face.
నయనాల నడయాడు తొలి స్వప్నమో విరహపు వ్యథలను వినవా ఈ తడబడు తనువును కరవా మధువన మనసును తెలిసి నీ వలపును మెరచుట సులువా ఇది కనివిని ఎరుగని మనసుల కలయిక సరసకు పిలిచితి విరస
He's playing a creepo.
Yeah!
He's doing it really well.
Totally leaning into that creepo thing. Oh, jeez.
Tam tarigada dheem tarigada dom tarigada nam tarigada tat tarigada dit tarigada tom tom tarigada nam nam tarigada da dheem dom nam cham cham da dheem dom nam cham cham tak dheem dom nam
Someone gonna sit what? Oh. What? What did she do? Oh, he's gonna burn her? Is that how she dies? He's crazy. Wow, that's horrific.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. That was my least favorite version of this so far. I liked that with each one successively, they progressively looked crazier. Well, in terms of like when they were dancing and whatnot, the costume design and whatever.
Well, the Malayalam one was the first one. That was.
Well, I'm saying in terms of my experience with it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not talking about in terms of how it was made or the chronology of the iterations of the versions. I'm saying in my experience with it, the Akshay Kumar one, like Vijay Balan did not look as crazy as the Malayalam one, and the Malayalam one did not look as crazy as the Tamil version. There's stuff to really appreciate about the Bollywood one and the Malayalam one. This one, I was like confused about the choices being made strictly going off of the other two iterations. I'm imagining this one came second. I mean, she looked nuts, and that was the one thing that I give it credit for, is like even when she was dancing around, she looked legitimately crazy. They kept interrupting her dance with Rajinikanth talking and saying remarks and whatnot. And then when dude came in the room, he just started dancing with her, which without the whole context, this might make more sense in this version of the film. The thing near the end where Rajinikanth cuts off the dude's head and then it bullet times with her sustained in midair, and then he kicks the head. It's like, I didn't really understand the benefit to the scene of her sustained in midair. Like, it was kind of neat how the body was still going like a chicken with its head cut off. The guy was just in the motion, and he didn't see it coming. He had no idea he was gonna get his head chopped off, so it all happened so swift, so quick, that he was still in the motion of dancing before his body collapsed. It's an ambitious move to do. It's consistent with the tone I've seen from that region in terms of like the action films. Like, it can get pretty violent.
Yeah.
At least my first exposure to that region was fairly violent, like that level.
I understand where they were going with that, but a lot of the stuff just seemed very over the top. Like, even just the portrayal of the ghost lady, it was just a little bit too much, I thought, because one of the things that made her portrayal, I guess, more charming in the other versions was that there was this kind of air of sadness, and it was just like, just that little bit more grounded, whereas this, to me, felt like, oh, it was really going for that extra. Whatever that extra was. Even when you were like, well, why did they look through the holes to see her? It was like, well, because movie says, and because they were maybe copying that framing from the Malayalam movie.
Do you want to clear your throat? Because the movie says so, and they were trying to copy the thing from the Malayalam movie. I understand you're saying because the movie says so, but it didn't feel motivated. It just felt like it happened because.
Yeah.
That was my issue with it.
And even Rajinikanth playing the character, the evil king guy or something, he was just really, really leaning into that. And it was like a caricature of this evil king and the like whoa.
That I actually liked, because it made him creepy. It made him very unlikable.
He was super unlikable, which is like, I guess, must have been really fun for him to play, because he's normally playing the hero guy, and obviously the alternative character, whoever he is in the modern day, is someone who we're cheering for and who we like. So he's really going for that like extra creepy, extra weird character.
I'm having a hard time seeing the actor who played. I'm very curious now.
Whether it was the same actor?
Yeah.
The male dancer?
Yeah.
We're looking at the Bulbulaya version, but in the comments people were saying that in the Hindi version, the guy who was playing the dancer, they actually used a very accomplished dancer to play that role. That's why he was so good.
Gotcha.
Because he's professionally, that's what he does. I'm still super curious about the story, because I feel like I'm piecing together a little bit more of what it is, you know, just from watching all the different videos that we've seen so far. Like, obviously, it seems to me like the lead character, whoever is played by Akshay Kumar, by Rajinikanth, by Mohanlal, he's some sort of like ghost hunter or exorcist or something like that. And the two, because he doesn't seem to be as freaked out by anything as the two other guys in the scene always. So he's just like, yeah, this is just what it is. But I think the thing that I found really captivating about the Malayalam version versus this one was Mohanlal's character.
It was the same actor, Vineeth. So I was right. Okay, my initial instinct was correct.
Yeah.
Weird.
And so he's like a famous dancer, right?
Okay.
Or something,
apparently. I feel so much better now that I know. Oh, God. It feels so good. What do I do with myself?
Can I finish my thought?
What was your thought? Sorry.
I liked in the Mohanlal version that his character seemed to have a lot of empathy for the spirit. Like, he seemed almost saddened by her plight. Whereas Rajinikanth in this just seemed to be observing her and being almost like cold and aloof to the whole situation. Like, he's very professional about it all. Like, yeah, for me, I just found Mohanlal's interpretation of that a little bit more interesting to watch.
I understand what you're saying. It all felt very procedural for Rajinikanth in this version. I mean, the whole thing felt procedural in a way, and I think that was my main issue with it, is that as they were going through it, it felt like, okay, we're supposed to go here. Okay, we're supposed to go here. Okay, now we're supposed to run. And it didn't feel motivated. It didn't feel emotional. The only time that it seemed like there was any emotion was when Rajinikanth was playing that weird, creepy guy. And I enjoyed him playing that dude because it made me uncomfortable. Rajinikanth is like someone that has a very likable presence.
Yeah.
Even though he's playing the anti-hero or, you know, the edgy hero or whatever, he's just likable. And then here he is with the tongue thing, and he's just like with the hair and whatever. Like, he's a very off-putting character in this alternate dimension, and I think he sold that really, really well. The dancing it felt like it was cut short. It didn't feel like it was motivated quite as well. In the Malayalam version, when dude walks in, he is sort of taken aback, and only in the flashback is he dancing, not in the present day one.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it was sort of throwing all the rules to the side. They're like, he's dancing, and then he's dancing. It's like, but why was he? I mean, obviously,
because he's the same person, right? Because it's reincarnation.
But it didn't feel like it was motivated. It just seemed like he just did it because the movie says so, as opposed to it needing to happen. If they wanted him to dance in the flashback, then what they should have done was had her pull him in and sort of toss him around, and then he gets into it also.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
Like we just needed a moment where you have his moment of realization where his past self comes back to life somehow, instead of he just gets in there and he's like, I just happen to know all the dance moves now.
Right, exactly.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, I guess.
So my main takeaway from this, though, I liked two things a lot, and it was how crazy she looked, and I couldn't even pay attention to the dancing. I was focused more on Rajinikanth, and then I liked how crazy Rajinikanth looked later on. But the thing is, it's a Rajinikanth film. He's the star. Even when I went to IMDb, his face was the poster. It's gonna be constructed around that. It's gonna alter the kind of movie that it is.
Right.
For instance, there was a movie called Sheriff of Nottingham, I think. I think that's the name of the script, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that Russell Crowe?
Yes. It was called Sheriff of Nottingham, I believe, and it was supposed to be focused on the sheriff's perspective.
Right.
Like, as opposed to Robin Hood. We've seen many stories, many iterations of that. We were gonna focus on the sheriff this time. Ridley Scott got his hands on the script, and for whatever reason, got really fascinated with archery, and completely messed that script up and made it about Robin Hood again, which is what we've seen already. Like, it's very frustrating knowing what that film could have been and how interesting it could have been instead of what it became. Here, you have a similar situation where I think, if I'm not mistaken, obviously I'm judging this all off of one scene, one music video, but it felt like they had to restructure it to favor Rajinikanth more and make it more about him, even though it's not about him.
Yeah.
And that's simply because he is what's selling it to that region more than anything else in the film, as far as I can tell. I mean, obviously, I have a cursory understanding of this. It's all guesswork for me, but that's what my guess is that's why it's structured this way versus the other two, which felt more ensemble. Like, if you look at the poster of Bully, what's it called? The Akshay Kumar one?
Bhool Bhulaiya.
On the poster of that, you see Akshay Kumar with a bunch of people. On the poster, at least with IMDb, on the poster of the Rajinikanth one, you just see Rajinikanth. When I quickly looked at it, that's what it looked like to me. And so that tells you what the goal is there, at least to some extent. And that's why, you know, the result is what it is. It's only him. He is what's selling the movie. That's why it's like that.
It's marketing.
You know, it's marketing. And you're seeing his performance as this villain, whereas in the Akshay Kumar version, which I think came after this.
Yeah, I think that may be like the most recent version.
Yeah, in the Akshay Kumar version, it wasn't as hyper-focused on the king. It was more like the king is there and he's watching and you get a sense as to what's going on. And I think that the way they did it there was actually really, really good because...
It was so shocking because it happened so quickly.
Right, but my point is that you got a sense as to what was going on without them saying anything at all, right? You got a sense of to what people were feeling. Likewise here, I suppose, but it was trying much harder to really put it in your face of what was going on.
Thanks, guys.
I wish I had more positive things to say about it. Obviously, the Vineeth guy is amazing. I think he did a much better job with the Bollywood version. I wonder if that was the Bollywood filmmakers wanting to emphasize that more, or if it was him saying, if we're gonna do this, I wanna do it this way. I'd be curious to hear about that from you guys. But anyways, thanks so much for hanging out, y'all. And thanks for supporting us here on the Patreon.